So thank you for saying that, Melissa. We originally started, and for the people that are newer to group coaching, this started out as script role play because I seen it on a calendar for EXP and they were doing it 3 times a week. I'm like, we should do our own version. And he's like, cool, put it on the calendar. I'm like, cool, let's do it. And it started out, we had 7 people regularly coming. Then it went to 10, then it went to 15, then it went to 20. And now we're at 40 right now. We're at 46 on Monday, but the group keeps on growing because you guys are learning from each other. I think there's so much value in the collective wisdom, and you hear me use those words all the time, the collective wisdom, because it's one thing to sit here and listen to Kenny and I feel that we have some great experience, been in the game for a while, and we've helped a lot of agents in our time. But this is where it happens. The beauty is between the brothers and sisters on this team. So let's do this. I want you to bring us out on the field. Let's see who is not driving. Oh, look at that. He's repping his sweater and everything. I like it. Already in the office. Kevin's jacked up, man. And Kevin, we gave you a shout out on the meeting yesterday. It was his very first fast transaction. He's in contract for 1.250. Let's give Kevin a giant round of applause. Woo! Dude he's been working his ass off. He really has. He's been taking all the steps needed to get himself in the contract. So let's do this. Angela Rose, since it's your very first time in group coaching, like you said, when you wanted to volunteer, let's go ahead and have you bring us out on the field.
Happy Wednesday, guys. Are you ready for today? I want to hear you guys. Come on, take off mute. Who's ready for today? Come on. Me. All right. You're going to be motivated, inspired, and have a beautiful day. Say it.
You're going to have a beautiful day.
Beautiful day.
It's going to be lit.
You guys are going to have a beautiful day. Okay.
Actually, Patrick, you are beautiful. Have you ever thought about being a model or an actor?
Is this Parmesan?
Elias, I said when I met Patrick, I said the same exact thing.
Well, see, you were probably serious. I'm just busting chops.
Oh man, when I saw Terry in person, she was complimenting my curls, dude. I drove the whole way home being like, I'm feeling good today.
I was like, can I touch him? Can I just play in him?
Right? You guys are cracking me up. All right, so we are going to do some real life scenarios right now because I believe in first impressions, and first impressions are everything. How many of you ever got on a call and were thinking about things so much that when you were talking to the client, your words just didn't come out that good? Has that ever happened to anybody? Right? You knew you had something strong to say. You knew you had an approach. You knew you had an angle, but then you're like, and then you fall all over your words, right? It happens to the best of us. And so Jen and I, sometimes we'll get a call, we'll get a referral. I hear a little kid, sorry. Let me mute somebody. Okay, sorry. So we'll get a call, get a referral, and it's kind of like we have to do a little game planning ahead of time. Like, are you ready? Are you ready? Yeah, okay, what are you gonna cover? Okay, cool. I told you yesterday, I was like, just make the call. Let's just make the call and get them on the phone. So I want to give you guys an actual real life scenario. And then I'm going to call on a couple of you to tell me how you would handle this very first call. Because we had 2 things were going to happen on this call. Either A, we were going to have them book for an appointment with us, or B, they were going to say thank you for the information. And, we'll keep your information on file. And if we ever need anything, we'll give you a call, right? So one of 2 things were going to happen. So we always look at this like we have to give our best presentation from that first impression because that's all we get. So I wanted to give you guys some context here, and then one of you guys is going to call me and we're going to run right through this first impression. So the lady's name was Grace. She left us a voicemail and it's a little chopped up, but it's okay. Hi, this is Grace, so-and-so. My husband Chaz and I got your information from Chris Kennedy up in Sacramento. We are starting the journey, need a person with insight in the local Bay Area market. We need someone to help us, but we are very risk adverse. We were wondering if you could please call us to have a conversation, and that was it. Cool, super cool tone, really bubbly, but when she said risk adverse, we knew that, okay, this is probably going to be an analytical person going into that because those 2 words that she left on her voicemail. So knowing that you're armed with that information, we're going to do a first call and you're going to set the tone for the for what's to come. I have some things that I want to keep note of to make sure that you hit throughout the presentation and throughout that initial call. So Patrick, I'm gonna call on you, my man, since we're already talking about you, rather have you go first. So Patrick, that is the context. Now I'm gonna give it over to you and you're gonna call me and we're just gonna run right into it. You good? You ready?
Give it a shot.
Say again?
Real quick, just because I was writing an email back to the client. So I know the client is risk averse. Were there any parameters about the property they were trying to find?
None.
They just said, hey, we're looking for, go ahead.
So a couple key takeaways from the voicemail. They got our name from Chris Kennedy in Sacramento. They need somebody that is local, has knowledge of the Bay Area market, and somebody that will help them.
And they're risk adverse.
And they are risk adverse, right? And so you've never met me. You've never met my fiance. So you're calling us for the very first time. So,
Okay.
so this is, oh, they were working with a new agent. Sorry. So Jen just made that note. They were working with a new agent. So I want you to focus on that. And so that's all you know. And now it's like, okay, I'm ready. I'm going to make this call. Let's go. So you're going to call us.
Okay. Ring, ring,
Hello?
ring.
Hello.
Hey, Elias, this is Patrick Nissen with eXp Realty. I got your information from Chris Kennedy. How's it going?
Oh, good. We just left you a voicemail.
Yeah, no, I just got it. I really appreciate that. You gave me, a good primer to start out with. So I just wanted to check in with you. I know you're looking for an agent who knows the local market. I know you were looking for an agent who knows the local market. I happen to know, the Bay Area pretty well. I was born and raised here my entire life. And yeah, I'm just trying to get an idea of what it is you're looking for. Looks like you might be looking for a doghouse, 1 bed, 1 bath.
No, those are my dogs. Sorry. You guys go. Those are our dogs in the background.
Cute. How many do you have?
We have 2.
2.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Must be a handful.
Yeah, we got a Labradoodle and we got an 80-pound German Shepherd.
So let me guess, you're probably looking for a home with a yard.
Yeah, ideally, like condos are out. We got a giant
I
dog.
hear you.
He needs to walk around.
Yeah, there was a lot of bass in that woof. I could tell that was a big boy or
Yeah.
girl.
Yep.
So yeah, so talk to me. I know you're looking for a home in the Bay Area. I happen to know it pretty well. Let's get started talking about where it is you're looking.
So we're open to San Leandro and Oakland and Castro Valley. I'm originally from Sacramento.
Okay, great. And just quick question, have you been pre-qualified, pre-approved yet?
Yeah.
Okay, great. That's going to help us out a ton. I can tell you right now that narrowing in on exactly what you're going to be able to afford is going to help us eliminate a lot of options and circle in on only the options that we're going to really stand the best chance at acquiring.
Okay.
So I know you've been working with a previous agent. How many houses have you looked at thus far?
We looked at quite a few homes and we didn't get our offers accepted. We wrote a couple offers. Zoe, I don't know who Zoe is. I'm going to put you on mute. Sorry. We wrote a couple offers. It's actually my mom's friend. They've known each other for 25 years. And my mom said I should probably use him. So we listened to mom and then we're not going to use him anymore. So I had to let him down easy.
I see. And just to make sure that I'm able to provide the best service for you that I can, where were they falling short where you're going to need someone to step up?
That's actually a really good question. I just felt like he was so new, right? And I just felt like he wasn't helping us. And it was just that we had to go through him because my mom suggested him, but that was it.
I see. Yeah. And, I'll say one thing, I think when it comes to new agents, you've got new agents who look and smell new, and you've got agents who hustle and work like they've been in the business for 5 to 10 years. And I think what that comes down to is their ability to process the data and their ability to negotiate and perhaps the previous body of work that may be relevant to their agent experience. Because, I can tell you for a fact, I must be candid as your fiduciary. It's my responsibility. I haven't been in the game for 10 years, but I have been in commercial real estate for 2 years prior. have had negotiating experience there, have processed, over $100 million worth of deals. So while my experience in residential is fresh, I do have the experience to get you across the finish line over and over again at any stage of your investing and or residential, career.
So I was talking to him and I just felt like he just didn't know much. And I felt like we were kind of like teaching him as we went along. And so we let him down easy. And we're really looking for somebody that has expertise in the local market, right? I think that's above and beyond. That's the most important for us.
And when you say expertise, are you referring to just sort of, knowing which coffee shops are where? Or are you really talking about the hard data of making sure that you're putting your money in the right investment?
Yeah, that and understanding the market, right? We're
Totally.
originally from Sacramento. We moved out here about 4 years ago, and we're trying to read articles and learn as much as we possibly can. But we just want somebody that really understands the market in the Bay Area. That's probably the most important, because we felt like our other agent did not know that.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you for sure that one of the best ways to understand the market from an investing standpoint, look no further than the data, right? Because the data is going to tell you the whole story. I make a habit every month to go in and take the year over year purchase price on average and the year over year inventory and put it in a spreadsheet. And I'll tell you why. It's because people like you need to make sure that they have the best information that they can get, because they're about to put a lot of money into these investments, right? Not everyone has the money to go flip a house 3 to 5 times every year. Most of the people I speak to, they have an opportunity to purchase a house maybe 3 times in their entire life. And so
this is the first time for us.
The first time, and that makes it even more important, right? Because this is the first time you're pulling the trigger. You want to make a habit out of building generational wealth. You don't want to be intimidated by the prospect. And so that requires 2 things. That requires an agent who's going to inspire confidence, and that requires an agent who knows what they're talking about because they've done their homework. You'll actually find a lot of time that the agents who've been in the game so long, they don't really usually do their homework occasionally, because they're so busy dealing with clients that are coming from referrals that they're kind of just going through the motions. And so sometimes when you're dealing with an agent who's sort of earlier in their career, there's more of a hunger and a desire to go chase that information down, because to be an expert, to be an authority on the subject is a prerequisite to earning respect, trust in your business. So
you're saying like they're not resting on their laurels, is what you're saying.
Absolutely. And look, there are agents who are in the game who've made a habit out of doing the research, and they will forever be well versed on all the data and all that. But I will say this, that when it comes to our situation right now, you're in good hands, because not only do I do my homework, putting together this spreadsheet, paying attention to the local news, I'm also a part of one of the fastest growing teams and best reviewed teams on Zillow in the Bay Area. And that is a team that encompasses over 100 agents. And so if there's an area where maybe I need a little bit more detail, maybe perhaps a little bit more color on what makes those neighborhoods special, there's not a single agent in our network that I can't tap into who could fill in those blanks for me.
Awesome. Yeah, man, that sounds really good. We're really liking what we hear.
That's great. So let me do you a favor. Really quickly, what bed, bath, square footage? I know you gave me the cities. What are you looking for in that category?
3.2.
3.2. Okay. Yep. Square footage, you're pretty open to, as long as it's over.
As long as it has 3 bedrooms.
3.2. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. To get things started, I'm going to set you up on Real Scout. I'm going to have you give me your email, put you on Real Scout. And what that's going to do is it's going to shave a lot of time off of your day that you're wasting going on Zillow. It's going to give you listings that fit the parameters that you're looking for, and they're going to be sent directly to your email. And the best part about it is you're going to get, everything is straight off the tab, right? These are all MLS listings that you're going to find on Zillow anyways. But what's going to happen is it's going to let me know which properties that you're clicking that little heart button for. It's going to let me know how many times you're opening them. And so that way, the more you and I talk, the more efficient our dialogue is going to be. Because the last thing you want to do in this market is waste time, because things move quickly. You understand? Okay. Like things are going off the market like that. And, we can go into a buyer's presentation at a later point. I'll have you set that up. It's really informative. It's going to give you a lot of perspective on what's going on out there, little ordinances, things like that. And you're going to feel really prepared because again, you had to let that other agent down easy. Why? Because you didn't feel confident. And I want to give you every tool possible, every opportunity available to make sure that you're going into this market with fire in your belly, because ultimately it's competitive. It may take a couple of offers out on the table to really get this done, but I'm not going to quit on your dream. And I'm going to make sure that we're going to get this across the finish line. You're going to feel like a pro.
Cool. Sounds great.
All right. Well, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to shoot you a text. If there's anyone else you want to see homes with, we'll get on a group thread. And I'm really looking forward to working with you. It's a really special opportunity to own real estate in the Bay Area. And I'm really excited for you to get your slice of the pie.
Awesome. Love it. Let's give Patrick a giant round of applause. Give him some reactions down below. That was fire, bro. So really, really great job. So let's go through some of my questions here. What is the client's motivation? Let's hear from Angela. Do we recall what the motivation was?
To get an expertise agent in that area.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Kelly Gorman, what was the pain point or the problem that that Patrick was able to discover?
I mean, I think a lot of things, like just their lack of confidence in their first agent.
Yep.
And Patrick did a really great job of just explaining everything to them, showing that even though he might be new to the residential side of things, he 1000% will be in their corner and making sure that they have the tools necessary to make a good decision.
Totally. And Patrick, by all means, I love what you said. I don't think it is necessary because you could come across so confident with so much energy and so much passion and so much people behind you. Like, it shouldn't even be a question, right? I'm still relatively new in the game. I've been in this game for 6 years, but I've been in the communication business since I was 18 years old. So if you communicate well and you have enough energy, enough passion, you speak intelligently and you sound astute, they're probably like, damn, like, he just sounds way more advanced than that last person. But so nonetheless, like, add that, keep it, whatever. So let me ask a quick question. Who is going to live in this house? Kevin Magna.
We know it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. We don't know who's living in it.
Okay. So there's an opportunity, Patrick, right? So who was the other person? When I kept on referencing we, who was the we? Who was that person?
The dog.
Right? Because we get ahead of ourselves, right? We start going, you guys all know who the person is, but in this context, I wanted to know who that person is. Josue, when is their timeline? When do they ideally want to be in the new home, Josue? Jose, you're muted, bro.
They looking to purchase as soon as possible, right?
Yep. Patrick, what was the main commonality that you had with these people?
The main commonality?
Yep.
I don't know.
Okay. It's okay, right? Like, if it would stand out if you knew, right? Which is totally okay. All right. And then they have dogs, but do they have real babies as well?
Well, probably. I mean, at minimum, they've got a child. Because the 3-2, seemed a little.
They don't.
Yeah, I didn't ask. Shame on me.
So areas of opportunity. Overall, your communication is flawless. One thing that we needed to add is you had loosely mentioned that buyer's presentation. Here's what we're going to do next. This is what we do with all of our first-time home buyers, is we want to start the education process. Myself and my team, we take a stance on two things. We want to be your advocate throughout this process, and we want to educate you on the home buying process and know what to expect. Also, we're going to discuss what my strategy is and how I'm going to help you get your offer accepted in this competitive environment. So let's do this. That buyer's presentation is on Zoom. It takes about 30 to 45 minutes. I have tomorrow at 5:30 or the next day at 5:30. What would work best for you and Chaz? Perfect. Like, you did so great introducing Real Scout and all those things. And you said, great, I'll send you a group chat. You need to end with the next step, which is you doing a buyer's presentation. But those would be my only polishing points, bro, because you are a true wordsmith. You are a true wordsmith, man. The way that you communicate is definitely on a different level. So any any other feedback, any other insights that we want to share with Patrick? Because I thought that was fire, bro.
The way you speak is so strong. Like even I was just like, okay, wow. Yeah, I definitely think you can talk, like you can make an Iceman by ice, dude. That's awesome.
So Patrick, how about for you, bro? When you think about how that went, let's give yourself the good, bad, and ugly.
I mean, I feel, first of all, I mean, I feel like I wish I had like a compilation tape of when I started to where I am now, because I can notice the difference. And honestly, like that strength in the tenor just comes from better understanding the material, which is a credit to you and everybody who's ever been in these morning coaching meetings, because I feel like we're all grafting from each other every week. So, I mean, the good is that evolution is present. I think it's, evident that, I haven't been slouching off for 6 months. But, I think there is a lesson that you've once before taught me, Elias, that I think reared its ugly head again today, which is, and I didn't do it in the same way, but I used to be like, would you maybe please like kind of want to go on like a buyer's presentation? And like, you got to order off the menu for them. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to have the steak tartare. Like I know you're going to love the buyer's presentation. Like, this is something that, this is going to set you up for success. I can't stress enough how much this 30 minutes is going to set you up for a lifetime. Like, you got to order off the menu for them on that one. And I needed to do a better job of just doing that. And then also the ugly was, I wasn't sure how long we wanted to drag out the demo of you and I going back and forth. So I didn't go through the whole spiel of like, oh, 3-2, like there must be other people involved. Like part of me was like,
okay. I would have cut you off if I felt like it was dragging, but I thought it was so good. I was like, let's keep going.
Sure. So yeah, I should have just ignored that. I need to treat this like, I need to treat the scrimmage like a game until I hear the whistle. So I need to I need to not take myself out like that.
In practice, hey, I'm going to have the linebacker hit you and he's coming. So whether your guard blocks him or you're going to get hit, like it's coming, right? You're going to probably get hit during practice. And so, but I love it, man. I think you did a really, really good job. And that was the exact way the conversation went. Really, like the context I gave you for the conversation was exactly how it went, with the dogs in the background and all this stuff. And Chaz was super, super quiet, but we got him involved, ask a ton of questions, risk adverse, all these different things. And so, man, overall, I think you did an amazing, amazing job.
Yeah,
I
appreciate it. Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, please, Jeff.
Patrick, I can't talk much, but I was listening in, and Patrick, I'm so proud of you, brother. Like, I am so freaking proud of you, dude. Like,
thanks, man.
Oh my gosh, from, like you said, your compilation from beginning when we were starting together and like hearing you till now, your confidence, the way you deliver things, the smoothness, it was always there. We always was like, oh yeah, Pat can talk. He got a little flavor to him. But now it's like, it's all put together, man. I'm so proud of you, brother.
Thanks,
Great
bro.
stuff. Great stuff. I love
Escrow's
it.
in June, man. It's coming.
That's right. Because
Yes, sir.
here's the thing I want you to think about, and this is for everybody. If they spoke to another realtor, can another realtor set them up on a similar platform like Real Scout? Right? It's safe to say there's all kinds of different platforms out there. I think Real Scout's the best. Can they declare their value and declare their market knowledge? Right? They can do that. We could all do that, right? In a quick, short phone call. Can I build some commonality on the phone? Oh my God, you have dogs on my dog level, all this, right? We could all do that if we have just an ounce of skill. But what you're doing with the buyer's presentation is now you are proving your value to them. And I promise you, 9 out of 10 realtors out there are not doing an official buyer's presentation. They're doing one in their own way, maybe on a conversation in the driveway as they're walking around the home. But that's the way that you up it and show them the true value that you bring to the table. So Patrick, overall, my man, really, really good stuff. And Kenny, I know that you hopped away for a second. What was your takeaways from that, or thoughts or insight on Patrick's call?
Overall, really good. I got more than the first half. Digging the team and such. I would also kind of talk about like the relationships, unless you talked about it and I missed it later. And the power of the team. I like the data points. I didn't really care much for that. You said you watch the news because the news actually is a bad place to read things because it lags by a couple months. So by the time the news article comes, you know, maybe you want to talk about, hey, our team has a local market update channel where we syndicate all the news on a day-to-day basis by setting up Google alerts and tuning into local publications that we have a live feed of what's going on. So we're pretty in tune with the market. We also brainstorm 3 times a week with our local peers to discuss the market. You know, our team covers all, I don't even know, we got to actually confirm this, 6 or 7 counties. We're in like 30 different cities. So like we have a good grasp of what's going on, and we're always sharing what wins and losses for the week. So we know what's going on actually with offers, how offers were won, and which ones we lost. So I will get a little more granular on some things that need to be granular and some things you can kind of just talk about and move on from.
And I love that because it came up in our conversation yesterday. I said last year, pre-pandemic, it was people would move a city over, right? Well, through pandemic, we saw people moving counties over, 2 counties over. So what we've done is we've become Bay Area specialists, not just a pocket, you know, niche area. We've become specialists in the whole market. And then we have the leverage of 120 plus agents. So we're able to collect all this data, like you were saying, insights into the local market. So overall, Patrick, really, really good job. Let's go to someone new, and then I'm going to go to someone more seasoned, and then we'll, I have one more thing I want to throw at you guys too. So who that is relatively new to group coaching would like to hop in, and now that you know the context and you know the backstory, who would like to take this on? And if you don't volunteer, I'll probably just call on you. Going once, going twice. Who?
Okay, fine. Okay,
Oh,
you go. No, you go, girl. That's
I'm
all
gonna
you.
say I will
Oh,
too.
wait,
I'm
hold
gonna
on,
say I
hold
will.
Both of you guys put your camera on. I want you guys to paper, rock, scissors. All right, so let's do it. Go. Paper, rock, scissors. Oh, there's 3 of you? Oh shit. Okay, I didn't know there's 3 of you. Amy,
I'm
go
leaving.
first.
I'm heading to the office. You guys do it. I'm listening. I'm going. Okay.
All right, Amy, go first. You know the
Okay.
context. I left you that voicemail. And listen, it's okay. This is a judgment-free zone. This is safe. This is where you're going to really, really learn. So let's run through it. You're going to call me.
Ring, ring.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Elias. This is Amy Palin with eXp Realty. How are you today?
I'm well.
Good. I thank you so much for the email that you sent and reaching out to us. And, oh, I hear you have fur children back there.
I do.
So how many dogs do you have?
I have 2. I have a 80-pound German Shepherd and then a Labradoodle. That's 35 pounds.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Do you have any actual children? Or is it just you and your spouse?
We do have actual children as well.
Oh, great.
I have a 9-year-old and a soon-to-be 3-year-old.
Oh, that's awesome. So you're interested in coming to the Bay Area and getting in a comfortable home for your dogs and your children. So you're interested in school districts and all those things. What other things are you really interested in?
Well, you know what? First and foremost, we were working with an agent that was a friend of my mom's, and you know, we're really looking for somebody that has some really good expertise in the market and will help us understand the local market. I think that's really important.
Yes, I've had an experience where my family is offered their real estate agents, and it's, you know, it's really tricky when you get in that situation because you don't necessarily feel comfortable. So it's good that you can reach out and choose us. And you know, we have not only my expertise but a team full of people. You know, I have over 120 people on my team, and we have the latest information and just so many tools at our disposal to help you guys.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Let's see what
You're
else.
doing great. You're doing great. Keep rolling.
So what's your time frame like?
So ideally, we would like to be in a home before the start of the new school year. So
Right.
we would like to be completely moved in by August 15th, if possible.
Okay, great. So, you know, we can get started right away. And I think it would be wonderful if we could get together for a presentation that I'd like to show you. It takes only about 30 to 40 minutes, and then we could really hash out all the particulars and get your journey started together.
Okay.
Would that be
all right.
okay if we could schedule that for tomorrow at 4?
Well, let me ask you this. What do you think like, how do you understand the market? Like, I want to know, like, what is your level of expertise and what is your strategy? Because the last person's strategy wasn't working.
Right. So, my expertise is very fresh and new. And I have, like I said, my team of people with tons of resources that is updated constantly. And so I would be working extra hard to find, the best house for the best price in the exact area that you wanted. That would be my priority. And, I think we could communicate easily.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Sounds good.
So I'll see you tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, sure. That's okay.
Thank you so much, Elias.
Awesome. Okay. All right. So, hey, I know you're nervous. This is a nervous environment, but let's give her a round of applause for having the intestinal fortitude to step up in this environment, because we know that it is very challenging. So, knowing your data, like how many people are in your corner, understanding the market, they want to know somebody that has expertise in this market. Even though you're brand new, you spend copious amount of time reading and researching and understanding and leveraging the team and understanding what is happening in these local communities. So just so I can understand, what areas are you looking in? Okay, cool, right? Because that's going to help you determine a price point on a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. So I think that just going in and collecting. The beauty of this is being a master at asking the best questions, right? We say that all the time. Let me ask you a few questions because I want to really, really understand your situation. Now, you said something that really stood out, and I'd be remiss to not talk about it. You said you were working with an agent. What happened there, and how did they fall short for you guys? Well, they didn't do this, they didn't do that. It was a friend. Okay, all right. Now, was there any type of exclusivity? Was there anything signed? No. Okay, so how did you guys part ways? Well, we let them down easy. Okay, all right, perfect. So you have to think about this. Layer upon layer upon layer upon questions of questions. So what we're doing is we're discovery, and then we're discovery confirmation. All right, Amy, so I just want to make sure that I heard you right. It sounds like you guys are motivated for XYZ. Sounds like you had some challenges with the past real estate agent, not really living up to the expectations. You guys currently are commuting to Stanford because you are both clinical researchers at Stanford. So you're looking at something that is a little in between, but obviously the peninsula is kind of out of your price point, which I totally understand. It sounds like it's going to be you, it's going to be Chaz, 2 fur babies, and then you have Ayana and Silas. Did I remember that right? And he's 3 and she's 9. Okay, cool. And it sounds like you guys are brand new to the journey. You guys are first-time home buyers. Did I hear you guys correctly, or did I miss anything? Right? So now what I've done, when somebody knows that you have heard them, now it's like, there you are, Amy. That's who I want to do business with. Somebody that just listens to me. Right? So this is why we're collecting all that. You guys, I make those notes. So I know I have kind of like a sequence. Do I have the right to even ask for a buyer's presentation? I love that you went in and asked for it. Hats off to you, mad respect to you, but it was early, right? You got to find out a little bit more. You have to court me first before I'm willing to go on a date with you. You have to think about it that way. So overall, your energy, and I think someone put this in, your energy and like this true like smile, like this right here, what you're doing, like people feel that. It's the Cynthia effect. It's the Angela effect, right? There's people that you could just feel that on the phone. So overall, I think you did a really, really good job. And watch, we're going to have this conversation 4 weeks from now. And I promise you, and this is my declaration to you, I promise that you'll do nothing but improve. If you listen to Jeff Phillips, when he first got on group coaching, he was like super scripted. Hi, Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson, hi. If I would, can I allow myself to introduce myself? My name is Jeff Phillips. I am also the people's agent. What I'd like to do today is I'd like to take, then I was like, dude, find your swag, find your style. let all that scripting go, but know that we have a path that we're going down, and completely same with Patrick. So great stuff nonetheless. Cynthia, I know that you wanted to share your thoughts on that because you had put something in the chat. What were your thoughts on that, Cynthia?
It was just like, Amy, you can make anyone smile. Like you could really feel it. And like you were like, I don't know, it just felt like we were listening to a friend, and we could tell like you're going to have our backs for sure. And yeah, mad respect for going in for the buyer's consultation that early. Definitely. And like, this is what we all love about group coaching, because it's like, we can be vulnerable and we can grow and learn. And yeah, you just did an amazing job, Amy. Good job.
Good stuff, Amy. JJ, you had a question, my man?
And you know what? I just wanted to make a comment. I don't know if it's a good point or not, but you know, everybody talks about the team, and I think that it's very important, in my opinion, that they help the buyer seller understand what the team actually means. Because if you don't explain what the team does versus a brokerage, it could just be, okay, 100 people in your office, but it's not that. You know, so to me, that is a huge thing that you can bring up, especially as a newer agent, and say, listen, there's 100 people on my team. And I'm not talking about my office. I'm talking about my team. These are people that I actually work with. We are intertwined with each other. It's not just people in the office. These are not just bodies in an office. This is an actual team of people that work together and help each other consistently. So, you know, maybe, like I said, to leverage it for newer agents, I think that's fantastic to be able to tell the difference, because anybody can look up at any brokerage and say, oh, they've got 150 agents, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah, no, really good point there, JJ. And the fact that we share our challenges and we put them in Slack, and we, you know, share what happened, our wins and the challenges that we face, and how many offers we were up against, and how much over we went on asking price. Like, that's really good information to be able to share back with your people. So JJ, really good point. Let's go to one other person, and we'll begin to start wrapping things up. I'm gonna call on Terry Daniel. Terry Daniel, are you ready?
Always ready.
I knew it. All right, so you know the context. You kind of know the flow. You've listened to two people, so let's just run it back. So go ahead, Terry.
Hi, Elias. How are you today?
Good. Who's this?
This is actually Terry Daniel with eXp Realty.
Hi.
I got your. Hi, how are you? I just got your name. Oh, good. I'm glad. I got your name from Chris Kennedy, and he told me that.
I think we just left you a voicemail.
I actually received it, and that's why I'm reaching out. Awesome. I just wanted to let you guys know that I first and foremost appreciate the referral. And I think one of the reasons why Chris gave you my name is because he kind of gave me a scenario of what you guys are trying to accomplish out here in the Bay Area, coming from Sacramento, which is, of course, is another great county. I actually wanted to reach out with you today and kind of see what was going on. I kind of, if you can correct me, heard that you were working with another agent.
Yeah, so we were, and it's a good question, Terry. It was my mom's friend, and he just shows to get
look at the turkeys.
Nicole, can you mute yourself? That was so cute, though, right? So yeah, we were working with my mom's friend who decided to get his real estate license, and is brand new to real estate. But we felt like, okay, Mom, we'll listen to you, but just wasn't really working out, so we had to let him down easy.
I definitely understand, especially being that actually 17 years ago, that was me, a new agent. And when we come into this field, a lot of times we don't have the support that we're looking for, but actually you're in good hands now, because I actually, with explaining to you being in the real estate business for 17 years, I'm also attached to Fast Real Estate. And what that means for you is not only do you have my expertise of 17 years of experience, I actually am associated with over 120 agents, not agents that are, you know, I reach out to every now and then. I'm talking about agents that we talk on a pretty much 3 times a week, where we're collaborating on what's going on in all the counties in the area. But let's talk a little bit more about you. What are we trying to accomplish out here in the Bay Area?
So we're trying to find a home, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, you know, not to exceed $900,000. And we're trying to find San Leandro, Castro Valley. We're open to some parts of Oakland.
Great. Those particular areas are actually good communities to reach out. Have you ever lived closer in, or you've been Sacramento all your life?
No, we moved here 3 years ago, and we've been living actually in San Leandro. We live in a little area called Assumption Parish.
Great. So you do know the area for San Leandro. That's great news.
Mhm.
What are we talking about? Give me a little bit more to work with here. What's the family dynamic? What are we working with?
So it's me and my fiance, our 2 kids, 3-year-old and 9-year-old, and we have 2 dogs. One's 80-pound German Shepherd and one's a 35-pound Labradoodle.
Oh my God, I love dogs. I actually have a boxer, 85 pounds.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I
Wait,
know
how old's
about
your
that.
boxer?
My boxer currently is 4 years old, but he acts like he's 2 because he jumps on everything. But I just want to share with you that finding a property that will meet the needs of the 2 dogs that you have, and for the kids in San Leandro, we're going to have to do a little bit of work, because in most cases, like my dog, we're going to need a lot of space as far as the dogs having room to run around.
Right.
How fast are we talking? What's the timeline?
I'd ideally like to be in a home, if it all works out by the end of the summer. And if we don't, then, maybe we'll take your advice on this, or, you can guide us. Maybe it's better that we wait. We don't know.
Well, I definitely, being also a homeowner myself, waiting in order to become a move-up buyer coming from a different county, I never tell clients to wait. Because if you don't know what's going on in the current market, the market's moving fast. And what that's causing is price acceleration. And so we don't want you looking a year from now and having to pay more. So if in fact you're ready to get started, we can start now.
Okay.
And basically I can assist you. But I just need a few more details. We can go back and forth on the phone for hours, but let me tell you how we work, okay, at the Fast Real Estate. First and foremost, when we're on the phone and we're talking, we're kind of getting to know each other. That's great. But I want to actually show you. We have 2 ways that could be done. You let me know which works best for you. We can actually do an online presentation, but in this particular case, because I know you guys have an urgency, and because of the low inventory, we can do face-to-face, or we can basically go ahead and schedule the appointment now.
Yeah, I'm open to a Zoom.
Perfect. So I'm checking my schedule, but more importantly, your schedule. What's the best time for you? Because I definitely would like to have your husband there as well. So let me know what works for you. Mornings, afternoons. I do have a couple.
Like at 6 o'clock. Like 6 o'clock, actually.
Perfect. I have a cancellation tomorrow at 5. Does that work for you?
I do. Yeah, that does.
Well, let's make this happen. Castro Valley, San Leandro, here you guys come.
Awesome. Awesome. So then you'll send me the link?
You do not have to worry about nothing as far as communication. That's another thing I want to share with you. I basically will be, we're so digital over here that I will basically get all the information to you, the time we're going to meet, what we're going to discuss during this meeting. Everything's all taken care of.
All right. Do you need my email?
I want you to continue to remember you are now working with an experienced agent, and I will definitely give you all the information that you need.
All right. Do you need my email?
I actually have your email.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
Chris shared it with when he did send over the referral.
Oh, okay. Cool. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Cool. Well, then look forward to talking with you.
Perfect.
All right. Cool. Let's pause there. So great stuff. I've said this time and time again. Terry has a way of controlling the conversation to where it feels like, okay, all right, yeah, I'll go with you, Terry. Yeah. Oh, should I walk that door? I'm gonna walk through that door, right? Because you said, well, let's make this about you, right? And you paused for a second. You said, let's make this about you. I think the way that you communicate lets them know that, hey, I'm really, really here to lead you throughout this process. I thought that was really strong. I always say this, like the way that you build relationships with them, but I would have loved for you to go in a little bit harder on the children aspect, because you have a boxer, but you also have little ones running around the house, right? You got grandbabies.
Yeah.
You got grandbabies. And so what I'm trying to find is that commonality, because on the phone yesterday, Jen's looking at me, she's shaking her head. That was my commonality, was the dogs, right? We talked about the dogs. And then he gave me let's get your number, Chaz. It's 541. Oh my God, where is that? That's Oregon. Oh my God, I almost took a job up in Depot Bay where the whales. Oh yeah, the whale watching. Like all of a sudden we started on this other like personal connection and commonality. So I would have dove in a little bit deeper on the kids aspect because you are such a loving grandmother and mother. I would have leaned into that, but Terry, the way that you control the conversation is absolutely fire. I've said this from day one.
Thank you.
Any thoughts, feedback, insight?
Terry's just such an authority. I mean, the thing that stands out is she has been and sounds like she's been in the game for a long time. And, you know, there's no half stepping. It's just a full throated commitment to this is what's going on. This is how I'm going to help you. This is what the team means. And, you know, especially for someone who just dropped their agent because for whatever reason they presented themselves as like a rookie, Terry was the antidote to that. So, you know, I would be astonished if that client went to anyone after that conversation besides Terry.
You know what I get, and forgive my language if you guys are new to group coaching, this lady does not fuck around, right? Like in this competitive ass market, I want somebody that's strong, right? That's gonna put me in my place when I'm coming to you with unrealistic expectations. We tell all of our clients that, hey, it's also our responsibility to keep it very real with you. If you come to us with expectations that are unrealistic, we have to be the people to tell you, you know what, Tom and Mary, we don't think that that's realistic based on the data. Here's what a better strategy would be. And I believe that Terry's that person to keep it real, and it's just someone not to fuck with. so Terry, great stuff. I love how you frame the conversation too and set people up for what's next. Let's do this. Here's what we're going to do. This is what I want you guys to do. Write this down, right? These are things that you're having people do and like, oh, okay, cool. Write this down. 2 things I want you to write down. The and ABC and XYZ. Did you get that? Okay, perfect. Let me read that back. Like having people do things and setting the stage is getting them saying yes and moving forward and listening to you from the onset. So you guys, really, really great job. I want to go around the room. I want to hear what some key takeaways were from today's session. Let's hear from PK. PK, what were some of your key takeaways from today's session?
I wanted to make one quick comment about Terry's ending about scheduling. That was so brilliant because she first did ask like what time works, and then she was like, I have a cancellation at 5 p.m. That was so brilliant. She's like, you know, I'm busy, you know, somebody canceled and I can squeeze you in. It's not like I'm free and available and you can take whatever time. Like that, I'm gonna use that line even if it's like I don't have anything scheduled. I'm just gonna say can't.
I love that PK, because it's almost like, hold on you guys really quick, let me check my calendar. I have 2 openings, one tomorrow at 5:30, and then I have Friday at 5:30. Which one of those would work best for you? See the pause and like hold on, let me check. Not like, oh, I have the next 3 days wide open because I have no fucking clients and I want to work with everybody. No, like make it sense of urgency. I love that, PK. Good observation. Let's go over to Martinique. Martinique, what were some of your key takeaways from today's session? All right, we'll come back to Martinique. I know she's busy, full-time mom. Kelly Gorman, what were some of your key takeaways from today's session?
A couple things. It was great listening to both new people and people who've been in the business a long time, and just getting to hear different styles. I wanted to say something actually about what JJ said about explaining the team and what that means, because I was on the phone with my dad and I was telling him the numbers that the team has done year to date. And he was like, oh, but that's your whole company, that's EXP. And I was like, no, Dad, this is literally the 120 agents on the team in the Bay Area who have done these numbers. And he was like, oh, he's not very happy that I didn't pick like a Compass or a, you know what I mean? And so to explain that to people who aren't familiar, I think is actually helpful and eye-opening for them.
Well, Dad, I love you. Wouldn't you want me to go into an environment where I could be totally who I am and be able to be as free as I possibly can be in business and create my brand my way? Well, yeah, daughter, of course I want that. That's why I chose Fast Real Estate, and they're the fastest growing company in the Bay Area. and they support each other and they collaborate. That's why I'm there, Dad. That's the way I would, because our parents sometimes are going to be the biggest skeptics, right?
Totally.
And that when you sell your family on it, shit, you could sell it to a stranger all day long. So really good stuff, Kelly Gorman. Appreciate you chiming in. Cynthia, one of our squad leaders, let's hear from you. What were some of your key takeaways from today's sesh?
Book the appointment. Book the appointment. Get it on their calendars. Ask. Yeah. And just like Monday's call, dig deeper, get that meat off the bones. Because that's something where we get so excited and it's like, oh shit, I got a new referral. And then we forgot to ask about like a fur baby or a baby. I'm terrible at that too. And then, yeah, JJ leading on the team, man. I can't tell you how many times this week I've pulled up on my notes, like get in your notes on your phone so that you can see it every day as to what our numbers are, because that shit is so impressive and we all work so hard to get those numbers where they are. So let's make sure that we are using that.
Absolutely. Love it. Let's go over to Kevin Magna. Kevin Magna, what were some of your key takeaways from today's session?
So this is a really timely topic because I just had this conversation with a lead yesterday where they left their agents because the agent failed them 6 times, and I feel like I'm becoming a better listener through this practice, and through the listening I can ask better questions, and then I can, like yesterday I feel like I did a good job making a personal connection. They had a previous house in Arnold, and Arnold is where I got engaged, and so boom, oh, he's such a lover, he's such a romantic guy, oh, like boom, I made this really great connection with them, and so it was like, this is really timely. I really appreciate it. You guys killed it. I always just suck under the Zoom pressure, but it's really helpful, and you guys did a great job.
No, you don't. You don't suck under the Zoom pressure. You're improving under the Zoom pressure, bro. Seriously, I've seen tremendous improvement from you.
Hi. I told you. Hi.
All right, I'm going to mute you for just a quick second. We're just wrapping up right now.
I second that, by the way. Kevin, you've been kicking ass, dude. I'd love to see the you're a legend right now. You're crushing it.
That's right. And you know what? I think Kevin said something that was spot on. A lot of times as salespeople, we are trying to fill a void and think about how I'm going to respond to whatever they're saying, right? What happens is that you fail to live in the moment and see what angle do I need to take based on what they are telling me. And the only way that I'm going to do is that I'm going to stop thinking about what to say next. Ooh, as soon as they say something, I got something coming next. It's going to be good. You need to stop, listen, digest, process, maybe even have a little bit of silence. If you've ever talked with Kenny, sometimes there's some silence. Because why? Because Kenny is always thinking, right? So it's okay to process information and not have a canned response for everything, because every personality is different. But no, okay, let me think about that.
A long awkward silence actually makes the person you're talking to like super engaged, like they really understand you're listening. Oh, no, I'm still here, I'm listening. So if you can, this is like impromptu. If you guys read like listen to the Ryan Stern book where they do like I don't know, improv stuff, like if you can sneak funny or stupid words into your conversation, that means you're a good person at scripts. Or you can sneak awkward silence, and it's like you're playing a game against yourself, but they don't know it, and that's when you know you're a good communicator, because you're doing random stuff inside the call. So like try to have silences for no reason at certain points.
Love it, you guys. When Jenna and I are on a call, she relies on me to do silly pattern interruptions, to take them completely off of like, oh, we're just business. Oh my God. And where she's like, how do you know about Depot Bay and the whale watching from a resort that's right there on the coast? Or how do you know what a Labradoodle is? And why does it have hip dysplasia? And I was like, how the fuck do you know these things? I was like, I just store all these third-party stories in my mind. So when I'm having a conversation, Angela's like, oh yeah, I have a Siberian Husky. Oh my God, so did I. My friend's Siberian Husky actually bit my friend's Chihuahua's ear off when we were having a poker night at my friend's house up in Tahoe about 7 years ago. It was the craziest thing. How is he around people, right? And they're like, oh, he's actually really nervous around people. So pattern interruptions and pauses, you guys, that's communication, right? That throws it to where, wow, this is a real person I'm talking to. It's not just, hi, let me ask you a series of questions. This is going to sound like an interrogation. So first things first, how many bedrooms? Are you pre-qualified? Are you pre-approved? awesome. What name, right? Make it some fun, make it some interaction.
We have a channel we really talk about or use, but we have a channel on Slack called Email Newsletter. Like for me, I like reading the Morning Brew, the Hustle, Steph Golden, just random stuff. Like I like knowing random stuff. Can we talk to different people? Like this kind of headline talk comes into play, like locally too, especially, I'm into tech and what Slack's doing, who's moving away from what company. Okay, you run a tech worker, you have some type of rapport like instantly with them. Just talking, oh yeah, I heard you guys moved into Texas or New York. Yeah, blah, blah, and then you move on.
Totally, you guys. So feed yourself. So when you're having these conversations, you can have find commonality. You guys can build the conversation in different ways. You can have pattern interruptions. You can make them laugh, right? And so my phone calls are never like, I guess they're scripted. There's a format to it, but there's always some level of fun, pattern interruptions, random shit about somewhere in the world. She's like, how do you know what a Bostonian is? I was like, because I've had conversations with people from Boston and they call themselves Bostonians. So anyways, so you'll learn these things as you grow and develop. But I just want to say really, really great job to everybody today. Appreciate all of your hustle, all of your engagement. So before we head out, PK, I'm gonna have you take us off the field. And all I want is Karan to stay on because you and I are gonna connect right after. Sorry, I'm running 4 minutes over, but thank you for your patience. So PK, take us off the field, please.
Guys, I'm gonna do this very differently because I am very zen today. So today, we're gonna take a deep inhale in, exhale out. That was all your problems out. Go out there and sell, sell, sell. Have a good day.
Love it. Awesome, you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. For the people there in Walnut Creek, I'll be there in just about an hour and a half. So appreciate you guys all. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Everyone can hop off, and Karan, if you could just stay on.
Thank you.